Monday Night Football, baby. We're here.
There's only one other good play on Minnesota.
Touchdown in 46 seconds. Punches back. Touchdown.
Oh, if you didn't know, it's the NBA Hardwood show on a Tuesday afternoon, talking a little hoops with my man DC over here. Hit the like button on the video here. Another free show. Make sure you guys smash the like button if you enjoy these free shows here. And if you enjoy some winners, aka a little low-owned Precious Achua last night, getting a bunch of people to the winner's circle here. My low-owned play of the day from yesterday smashed on a 3-game slate. That felt good. I saw a lot of screenshots. I was pumped to see that, DC. And we've had some screenshots over the last few days. NBA's been rolling along here. What's going on with you? You ready to crush this Tuesday NBA slate? They got some nice contests over on DraftKings.
Yeah, big slate tonight. 8 games on DraftKings. We got King of the Court, I believe, as well. So Tuesday is always a fun day in the association, and hopefully we'll keep those screenshots rolling, JSU.
That's the goal. That's 100K incoming. That's what we want. We want someone in here to win 100K. JSU, what about Rupert? Yeah, I'll give B-Nair credit. B-Nair was in the chat saying my low-owned play of the day was Rupert yesterday at no ownership. So I'll give you credit. I gave you credit in the chat already, B-Nair, but I'll give you credit on the show. You had a nice call with Rupert. He I forget what he ended up with, but you said 25, and I'm pretty sure he got at least 25. So I'll give you some credit here. Give us some MLB future props, DC. People itching for the baseball. Actually, me and DC were talking before we jumped on here. We were doing some best ball drafts, some MLB best ball drafts over on DraftKings. They got a nice big contest up on DraftKings, $20 entry fee, big boy prize pool. DC, you got your ranks all up on the website. So if you want DC's full rankings for baseball, which you can use for best ball, I mean, you could use if you're doing like season long, I'm sure you can use them too, right, DC? But yeah, I mean, any props or anything sticking out to you? I know you've been digging in for baseball season.
Yeah, I got one for the people. Either NL Cy Young winner or MLB wins leader, Nolan McLean for the New York Mets is a pitcher I like a ton. Threw enough innings between minors and MLB to be a full go. A guy with 6 pitches, JSU, so I like his potential to be able to refine the arsenal a little bit, like what I saw last year. And yeah, one of my favorite young pitchers in the game. So Nolan McLean, NL Cy Young. There you go. Should get a big number on that one.
Nolan McLean, NL Cy Young winner. This is how much I trust DC. I'm just going in there. We're blindly betting this here. Cy Young, you said NL. I've drafted some of this kid, so I don't know much about him, but I know you had a decent ranking on him, at least on your sheet, I'm pretty sure. Let's see what number we can get here on DraftKings. Nolan McLean. Okay, either he must be way down. DC, how far down is he?
Maybe 35 or 40 to 1, something like that.
Oh, here he is. 35 to 1 on DraftKings. Bang. Love that.
Oh, there's a winner right there, right off the bat on the show. We're off to a good
winner. Nolan McLean, Cy Young Award, National League. Put 100 bones on it. 100 bones. Love that. All right. If you want to check out those rankings, though, check them out. They're up on the website. If you have any questions, you can obviously hit up DC in the Discord if you are doing them, or in the best ball chat or the baseball chat in there. If you have any questions about the rankings or about best ball in general. I know at the bottom of the rankings too, he wrote a quick little summary for people that maybe are just starting off drafting. So make sure you check that out all the way at the bottom. Taco Tuesday. I almost actually got tacos for lunch, and then I decided against it. I was thinking about it. I was thinking hard about it. And I said, no, they're doing a special over at the Tavern, DC. I almost dove into the special, but I decided against it.
I don't know if you saw my Twitter question to the people,
No.
but I'll ask you here on the show. So the hypothetical is you get $10,000 for every pound you can gain in 1 month,
Ooh.
but you must name your number beforehand, and if you do not reach it, you get $0. What's your number?
Interesting. Okay, so I have a month to gain this weight, right, DC? I can do anything I want. I have a month to gain this weight.
No,
but I have to tell you prior, like if I say 10 pounds, I have to say 10 pounds, and if I don't get it, I don't win, is what you're saying?
Yeah, if you gain 9 pounds, you get $0. You can go over, but you don't get any extra money.
I think for me, and I'm not, I'm not the biggest guy. You've seen me before. I'm not like the biggest guy. I think I could gain 25 pounds easily. Yeah. I think going over that though, I might be just like forcing it and feel shit. And I don't want to do that. So I'll say 25.
I think I could maybe do 50, but I would want to kill myself if I gained 40 pounds and got $0. So I think I would play it safe and go 35 or 40. But I feel,
man, 40. I mean, even 40 is a lot. I think you could do it, but if, like you said, like if you gain 38, you'd be so mad.
I wouldn't know what to do with myself with that. A month of misery and 38 pounds of 500.
Dude, and you're gonna feel like shit too, obviously, because like you're gonna want to stay stagnant. You're not gonna want to like do anything. There's a lot of like little things you're gonna want to do to like up the weight and stuff like that. And you just feel like shit. So
it would be.
I wouldn't want to feel like shit. So I'm going to stick at like a reasonable 20. You probably got like crazy answers though. People were probably saying like 40, 50, 60.
No, most people were going too low, saying 10 or 20. This was what Zach Veen gained 40 pounds for the Rockies in the offseason. Now, you and I both know, JC, you cannot gain 40 pounds of muscle in an offseason. You can gain 40 pounds. It's just not all going to be muscle. But yeah, I also see people saying like, "Oh, this sounds fun." This challenge would be fun for about the first 5 minutes that you woke up on the first day of the challenge, and then you'd be miserable the rest of the time.
Yeah, no, this challenge is the opposite of fun. People might think it would be fun until you feel the way you feel every night. You'll feel like shit because you're gonna have to eat like shit. And your body is going to reject every single bit of it. So yeah, no.
What would be your go-to foods in such a challenge?
Well, I'll tell you right now, I would be eating peanut butter every night before I went to bed, as much as I could. And my go-to food, I'd be eating a lot of red. I mean, I do eat a lot of like red meat, but.
No, the protein that fills you up. For me,
it'd be like rice and potatoes, and I'd be eating a lot of like just heavy rice and potato.
I think it'd be a lot of ice cream and like fettuccine Alfredo, like super.
Well, ice cream's a given. I would just be wrecking ice cream, definitely. Yeah. But yeah, no, I mean, all the ice cream. Yeah, ice cream's the best. Ice cream, pasta, I'd feel like shit, but I'd have to do it. But I'd feel like absolute dog shit after pasta.
If we happen to have any very rich people watching the show, I would attempt this with 40 pounds if someone would give me $400,000 at the end of the challenge. So just in case there's someone out there.
I don't know if anyone's giving you 40. By the way, Zach Veen, you said he gained 40 pounds. This dude is 6'4". He's lean. So him gaining 40 pounds is not that big of a deal, to be honest with you. He's a professional athlete. I don't think he's got the access to the best training staff in the world. I'm sure he's got access to everything. Plus, like you said, it's not exactly probably 40 pounds of straight muscle. But this dude is lean. Like, yeah, he gained 40. He needs to gain 40 pounds of straight. I'm looking at a picture of him right now. He's big and skinny. Yeah, 40 pounds. He could use 40 pounds. Shit. 6'4". How
Yeah.
skinny was he, DC, before the 40? Was he like a tadpole?
Yeah, I mean, he must have been. He's kind of like, I mean, he hasn't really done anything at the big league level, so I don't know a ton about him. But
He was a prospect, right, for
yeah,
the Rockies?
yeah.
Yeah. Wendy's every night. Oh my God, Wendy's every night. I'm still dreading the one night I got to eat Wendy's. By the way, my Sam Darnold jersey came a couple days ago, so I finally got it in the mail. So at some point soon, obviously, one of these shows with Big T, I will put on the jersey and I will be in Wendy's live on a stream with Big T. So that will be happening. I didn't duck it or whatever. It just, I was waiting for the jersey. The jersey never came. I paid for expedited shipping. I'm not happy, but I have it. And the next step is to get the Wendy's and get it on a live show. So that will be happening. Yeah, I'm very much, though, DC, I think it would be ice cream with tons of rice and peanut butter at night. That'd be the way to go.
Yeah, a large Dairy Queen Blizzard, I looked it up, has about 1,400 calories. You could, put in a couple shots of whiskey and get a couple hundred more out of there. Yeah, I wouldn't really like to try it, but it would be interesting to see.
I would just have my brother make me like a pan of gelato and just leave it in my my thing. Since he owns a gelato shop, it's right down the road. I literally just have him make me a pan and just go to town on that, and then have him make me another one when I'm finished. So that'd be easy to do. Dip the fries in the Frosty. Yes, well, I'll dip the fries in the Frosty. I will be doing this. I'm gonna get a Frosty. I'm gonna get 2 meals. I'm going to get a chicken, some type of chicken meal and a burger meal with fries and a Frosty. And I will be dipping the fries in the Frosty, DC. A lot of people were telling me that I have to dip the fries in the Frosty. Have you dipped the fries in the Frosty?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you got to dip the fries. And yeah, if you tried this, I think it wouldn't take long before you'd be coming up with some pretty creative ways to pack on the calories. That's for sure.
Yeah, I don't think I want to do it, DC. The more I think about your challenge, it's like I'd rather be trying to lose 20 pounds, even though I don't have 20 pounds to lose. I'd rather do that than try and gain 20 pounds.
But the optimal strategy there would just be the same for everyone, because you can go 30 days without any real calories at all, right? Like just.
You could, but think about the mental toll that'll take on your body to do it. And I don't think everyone has that mental capacity to handle something like that.
I think I could do the opposite. I don't know how much weight I would lose exactly, but I do think for $400,000 I could go 30 days without eating.
Yeah, I got a buddy that did 40, and he just drank bone broth. That was it. It was water, bone broth, electrolytes, and he did 40. So
how much weight did he lose?
Honestly, it didn't, to me. He was a skinny guy. He's like 6 foot, and he was already a skinny guy. So it didn't really look to me like he lost like a ton of weight, because I don't think he had a lot of weight to really.
You can only, if you're consuming 2,000 calories a day and you go down to 0, that's as far as you can go, right?
Yeah.
But like you can go way over 2,000 excess. So I think you could actually gain more weight.
He looked, though, really skinny, but he was already skinny. So I don't know how much weight he lost, but he definitely looked like he didn't eat for a long time. So we'll see on that. But I will be dipping the fries in the Frosty. Eat at tavern every night with 10 beers. Oh my God, 10 beers? 25 pounds my first year of grade school doing that. DC, could you go 10 beers in a meal every night for your 30 days?
See, as an experienced eater and drinker, it gets very difficult to drink alcohol when you're already full, right? Like, an IPA has like 250 calories, but like, man, it's hard to drink one on a completely full stomach. So I don't know how much alcohol I'd end up drinking with this challenge. That's
a good point. Is Zion watching? I don't know, but I'll tell you right now, if I DoorDash myself some Wendy's and put on a Sam Darnold jersey, that'd be the best chance we'll have to get Zion to watch. I should add him when I do it, when I dip the fries.
Zion would be a top contender for this challenge. He could pack on some pounds.
Zion would be, I bet you Zion could gain 60, 70 pounds easily.
Yep.
That dude is huge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Zion would win. I would bet a lot of money Zion would win this challenge. But all right, that's enough of this. That was fun. Good challenge. If you enjoyed that, smash the like button on the video. We're going to get to the NBA winners now. Start off, let's go by the Saber Sim order here. Like I said, DraftKings got a nice contest pool here. They got that $11 and that 111 here with the 100K up top. Do you see the slam dunk here? Got a couple entries in that thing. That should be fun. And we'll start off with the first game of the night. And one of the teams I just dread to talk about because there's a couple teams in the NBA that are just clearly pulling the shit. And the Indiana Pacers are one of those teams here. And we still are waiting, I think, on some news with the Pacers as we go through this slate here. But I think, DC, Siakam doubtful. We got Nembhard is questionable. Cam Jones is probable. TJ McConnell is questionable. So we're still waiting on some of these guys here. Micah Potter probable. But it looks to me like the Pacers are just one of those teams we got to be careful with throughout the year. Jarris Walker's one of the few guys, I guess, that's playing decent minutes. But it's not a fun team to have to deal with on a night in, night out basis.
No, and we're probably going to have to deal with the shit for the Pacers in all of their remaining games. It's going to be like this every game where they list, 3, 4, 5 guys or more questionable, and we just got to deal with it. I almost fell for it. Did you fall for the McConnell starting 4 days ago?
So he wasn't like in my cores or anything like that, but I did swap onto him I had 2 teams that night, and I did swap onto him on one team because in my head I'm like, okay, if he plays 20 minutes or 18 minutes, that still could be enough for him to get there. So I was like trying to make the case for it. And then obviously it didn't work out. And I still had a really good team, which was really unfortunate because I would have had a really, really, really good team if I didn't make the swap, DC. Because I had Jared Allen who smashed at like 8% and a few of these other guys. I think it was Friday night, right? Was the slate you're referring to?
Yeah.
And so I was kind of pissed at myself that I did that, but I did on one of my 2 teams. They both ended up cashing. But somehow the McConnell team was actually the better team, even with McConnell. That's how good. That's why I was irritated because I forget what the 2v2 exactly was, but I think I took out Rudy Gobert, who smashed that night, who I did like, and one other mid-tier guy who did well. I think it was Jarris Walker for like TJ and a stud. And the stud did good, but TJ obviously didn't.
I remember I swapped him in for like 2 minutes, and then I don't know if you've seen The Departed, but it's like when Jack Nicholson, when he's like, I sniff a rat here. Like I'm not falling for this one. So I went back to my original team, which ended up being the right move. But that kind of encapsulates what the Pacers are right now, right? McConnell gets the surprise start. You're tempted. And then he actually plays fewer minutes than he's been playing in general. So you got to be careful with this team for sure.
Yeah, I think the only guy I can even look at, DC, and I don't even want to really play him, but I guess depending on this news, but Jarris Walker's the only one like getting the reasonable minutes. I don't want to play Jay Huff in this matchup at 5,500. Micah Potter's going to be in. He's probable. I don't really want to play either of them. And maybe we could play like a Kobe Brown, but I don't even want to play him, to be honest with you. He got 33 minutes in those 2 games against Washington and then came back, played 19 minutes against Dallas. That just shows you the, hit or miss with some of these guys here. So I think it's Jarris or I'm out on the Pacers is how I look at it. And then the Philly side, Embiid questionable plays a part in this because I think if he's in, you can make the case to just stay away from the Philly side. Mm-hmm. But honestly, if Embiid's in, I kind of like Embiid because the matchups that he smashes, nobody takes advantage of inferior matchups more than Joel Embiid. This dude dominates inferior matchups. This just screams to me as a Joel Embiid smash spot if he's in there. But we don't know if he's in there. Obviously, it's the 7:00 game, so we will get the news. So if he's in, as long as he doesn't have any like restrictions, I think I can play some Joel Embiid. If he's out though, then we can talk about the Maxis. And well, you could play Maxi anyways, but like these other guys like VJ Edgecombe, Kelly Oubre, those type of. I'm not playing Dominic Barlow. You want 20 fantasy points, you can play Dominic Barlow. I will not fall for that. Quentin Grimes at 4,600, I think is a really good value play. They got a few guys here, DC. So I'm okay with Philly right now, but I want to see what happens with Embiid. I could really like them, or I could just like Embiid.
Yeah, we're holding hands on this game. I think if Embiid plays, he's an awesome spend up to start the slate. But if he is in there, he'd probably be the only Philly guy that I would want to play on my 3 to 5 teams. If he's out, yeah, Maxey, Grimes look good. And then on the Indiana side, I mean, it's just impossible to say with – I mean, they have Quentin Jackson, TJ McConnell, Nembhard, Taylor Peter, and Ethan Thompson all questionable, with Neesmith and Siakam both probably already out. So, I mean, you know, there is a chance that like 4 or 5 of these questionable guys for Indiana sit, in which case maybe Cam Jones becomes a good play at 4,500. But you just have to see who's in there for Indiana. And if most of them, you know, if 3 of the 5 questionable guys end up playing, probably not going to go to too much Indiana, other than perhaps Jarris Walker. But even him, his price is getting up there a little bit, and it's not the easiest matchup in the world.
Yeah, and someone, D Mills, is asking Quentin Jackson if Nembhard is out. And I will just say, if Nembhard is out, if he's starting, I'm in, DC. But he's one of those guys, if he's coming off the bench, I don't want to mess with it, because they've shown he gets the minutes when he starts, not when he comes off the bench. It's like the mid-tier minutes, 23, 24 minutes. But if he somehow started, then I'd have some interest.
I think I need him starting and as the clear point guard to start the game, not playing
Which
the
I
2.
think he would be if Andrew Nembhard was out. But
Probably, yep.
Cam Jones is also kind of a traditional, I think, point. Bean Air says Taylor Peter season. No one I despise more than Taylor Peter in the NBA. But maybe, again, it would just depend on who's in, who's out, for me at least. Yeah. And the Philly side we agree on, so I don't think we have to. I think Quentin Jackson, Quentin Grimes is a pretty good value play. But other than that, it's kind of the studs right now until we get the Embiid news. And yes, I'm totally in fear of a blowout. But when you pay up for studs, you got to pay up with the idea that they somehow get their full run. And it's NBA regular season. So like the thing with this is like, it's not always the best team just blows them out by like 30. It can happen. It probably will happen, but in the slim case, it doesn't have. I mean, I've seen really bad teams compete with a team that has all their starters and you know, give them 4 quarters of a tough game because they look past this team and stuff like that. That's kind of what happens when you play the inferior team. So, you know, will it blow out? It probably does, but who knows? If there's a 15% chance it doesn't and Joel Embiid gets his full run and he smashes, like, he, you know, you're going to want him, especially on this slate, DC, because the studs are very, very few on this slate. Like Jalen Johnson is by far the best stud. Tyrese Maxey is. We don't have the Jokic, Luka, Giannis, SGA type studs on this slate. Yeah,
absolutely. If Embiid's in there, I mean, the matchup is just amazing against Indiana. I think he's an awesome play. I'm with you.
All right, let's keep it moving here. Next game up, another spot here. OKC and Toronto got a what-if situation with Chet, who is questionable in this spot here. Obviously, by far, the best play when it comes to, no SGA, no Jalen Williams. Chet crushed last time. I think he put up 50, not projecting very well at 8,500. We'll see if he's in DC. But after that, you got Isaiah Hartenstein, who could be a better play if Chet is out. Cason Wallace, who put up 48 or 9 last game, had a double-double. But outside of that, I don't really love the price tags of these OKC guys. So I got to see who's in and who's out. I think Caruso was also questionable. So maybe they lose a few bodies and then I'd be a little more interested. But if everyone's in DC, I kind of want to be out on this team in this game. Honestly, I don't really like picking on Toronto, and Toronto's fully healthy. And I just don't feel the need to have to play certain games if I don't like them. And this is just one of those games I don't really love if everyone's in.
Yeah, I'm with you. And it does look like the field with us too. Looking at the ownerships here on Sabre, Hartenstein, the only guy even approaching double digits. Nobody else in this game, I don't think, is 5% owned for Isaiah Joe. Not a very appealing fantasy game. I mean, the total in this one sitting at 215, and it is weird to see OKC as a dog. Toronto favored by a couple of points here. But just shows you how deep OKC is. I mean, missing SGA, AJ Mitchell, Jalen Williams, maybe Chet Holmgren, and they're still close to a pick 'em against Toronto on the road, who's a pretty strong team this year. Toronto is. So not an appealing fantasy game. It gets a little better if Chet Holmgren sits, but I don't really know if Hartenstein's minutes are going to spike up. I mean, they have viable backups. Jalen Williams is a good player, Jalen with the Y. And Hartenstein's been sitting around that 25-ish minute mark for a while now. Obviously an important piece for their championship aspirations, and he's had some injuries over the years. So I think they're going to continue to be cautious with him, even if Chet sits. So I'll be a little – I do think Hartenstein will get some ownership if Chet sits. I don't think he's a bad play, but I'm just not sure the minutes are going to go up as much as people anticipate. If Caruso and Chet are out, what about Jared McCain? Minutes have been climbing. He's been around 22, 23 minutes in 3 of the last 4. He's a good player, I think, in 3,900. I think he's a little bit of an interesting value, but with 8 games – there's probably going to be better value even than him out there.
Yeah. I mean, if we say that both these guys are out, who gets the bumps, I think starters will really tell you, but in my opinion, would it be Aaron Wiggins and Jared McCain that get the biggest bumps? I think, I agree with you. Hartenstein's minutes, they probably don't go up very much. Maybe they go up a few minutes, DC. And I think Hartenstein becomes in play for me.
Yeah.
If Chet is out, to where I could definitely play. Right now, I don't need to play Hartenstein if Chet's in. But if Chet's ruled out, I think it becomes more interesting. Because I do think even if the minutes don't spike up a lot, the role could be better with him out. Yeah, it's just going to depend on that news. Hopefully we get it. I think Wiggins and McCain get the biggest minutes bump if those guys are ruled out. I still wouldn't like Isaiah Joe at 5K. I can't do.
No.
Maybe Jalen with the Y, I think would get a little bump too from a minutes perspective. If we don't think Hartenstein gets a massive bump, right, DC? Then that means Jalen with a Y's minutes would get a bump, probably.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, he could be interesting as a value play. But yeah, overall, a not very appealing game unless we get unexpected news.
Yeah, I know. I always forget this too, because in my mind they're both J Will. I can't. But you're right. J Dub and J Will. You're right. Jalen is J Dub and Jalen with a Y is J Will. I know, but I'm still just always going to say Jalen with a Y. I can't help myself. But I get what you're saying there. Siakam out officially. Kenrich, yeah, Kenrich could get a bump too to match up with Scotty. He would make some sense. I think Wiggs and him would make a lot of sense. What has Kenrich been playing? 18 fit. Yeah, he could get a little bump too. It's a tough matchup though. Like Toronto, DC. Do you see anyone you can play from Toronto?
I mean, I think you can play really any of their big four, but they all seem overpriced to me on a big slate. So, yeah, I don't really anticipate going to much from Toronto at all.
Yeah, me too. McConnell and Nemhard are available.
Good.
All right, so that I don't want to play either of them, but that takes out the Quentin Jackson, the Cam Jones, the Talon Peter, whoever else.
Everyone but Walker, in my opinion, from Indiana,
Yeah.
kind of off the table.
Yeah, exactly. I agree, 100%. Yeah, that kind of. Well, I'm actually glad. Honestly, I'm glad that they're in. So that takes that off the table here. All right, so we got that news. That's good. Let's go to a better game, or I think could be a better game here. Dallas and Brooklyn. Let's start on the Brooklyn side, DC. Nick Claxton. We got back to 32. What was it? In 31 minutes. Last game finally came back against Atlanta. Played 31 minutes. Had 34 fantasy points. I think MPJ's role was pretty decent too. Played 35 minutes and 38 the last two games he's played, which is nice to see, DC, because it felt like to me they were kind of tapering back on MPJ before that just a little bit, but it's good to see his minutes and role kind of come back up if it's a close game. I think if it's a blowout, obviously you're going to lose some run with MPJ. Might be a quicker hook, but if it's close, which I think this game could be, I think MPJ and Nick Claxton are pretty good tournament plays here. And MPJ's projecting 7% right now on Sabre. Nick Claxton at 5%. I think they're really interesting. And I think it's interesting to play them together, honestly, because what you want is you want the game to stay close. Both those guys get their maximum amount of minutes. And I think it makes sense playing both together and hoping they both just kind of go off and keep this game close.
Yeah, I think Claxton and MPJ look good, especially MPJ at that low ownership. He's a player you want at low ownership because he's volatile, right? Like it's just kind of depends on if he shoots, 2 for 10 from 3 or 7 from 12. And then all of a sudden you're looking at a big game. Hard to predict when those are going to come, but he does have the upside and still, even on a tanking Nets team, usually gets the minutes. So, yeah, I like MPJ as a contrarian play. And Dallas looks somewhat interesting overall. Obviously, no Cooper Flag. We'll see on what Gafford's questionable.
That's actually big news too, Gafford.
Yeah, it is.
Because your boy Marvin's kind of projecting. He's projecting pretty good right now. And I don't know. If Gafford's out, I definitely want to play some Marvin Bagley.
Yeah, 4,700 with, I think, easy 35-plus fantasy point upside. So I'm good with Bagley, but probably only if Gafford sits, right? I don't want to play him if Gafford's in there. And then, yeah, I'm always kind of partial to Brandon Williams, who should get, 25-plus minutes here at point guard with Flag out, 5,400 and a good matchup for him. So I think he's fine. Basketball Monster has Nemhard doubtful, but no tag. Is he on the G League? I'm not sure what the deal is with Nemhard, but if he's out, I would like Brandon Williams a little bit more. You're muted. You're still muted.
I think he's out. So he must be in the G League.
I think so.
I could be wrong.
I believe that's the case. Yeah. So yeah, Brandon Williams, if that's the case, I think looks good.
What about Chris Middleton? It's Middleton chalk night. What about Chris Middleton? He's been good. He's gotten 30 minutes the last two games. He's got a good role right now on this team. I mean, maybe no Dan Gafford. Is Chris Middleton in play?
I definitely think he's in play. But right now, one of the chalkiest pieces on the entire slate that doesn't feel super great with Chris Middleton. So, but yeah, I mean, if he fits your team, I have no problem with the 5K Chris Middleton.
I think this game is a good game stack. You know, you got a lot of you got a lot of different spots on this slate. You got some tough matchups. I think some better real life games than fantasy games. Games where one team is just clearly tanking with the minutes and other teams competitive. This is one of those games I think is gonna be competitive, and I can see where I could just see a game stack. I can like build it. I could build it in my head just looking at these prices. It's like that could work.
That's the key to a game stack is you need to be able to get like the 5, 6, 7 best pieces in a game all on your team with a good last 2 or 3 guys that you're looking at. And this game does fit that bill and has a reasonable 226 total as well. Expected to be close. So
I assume this is Nemhard. CC Bets Live said they just announced that today that they're going to let him decide if he wants to be bought out or not. Okay. All right. That's good. Good info. So yeah, he's not there. He's out. One other play too. I think the role is good. PJ. I think PJ's minutes. I think he's more like a safe play DC. Like he's 6,300. He's one of those guys, like if he fits your build, I think he's just a solid play. I don't know if you need the upside from him, but he has it. But he's probably going to get you like 30, low 30s points or something like that, but solid at that price tag. So
who do you like better, PJ or Jarris Walker?
Oof.
Same position, similar price.
Same position, similar price. I'll go PJ. I just feel more comfortable with a non-Rick Carlisle play at 60-something hundred. But I will admit, I think Jarris Walker has massive upside. And maybe more upside than PJ, honestly.
I think I lean Walker for more, what I perceive as more upside as well.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. No Middleton. Oh, that's Middleton. Oh, okay.
I haven't seen that come through yet, but
interesting.
I'm not sure if he's just saying he's not playing Middleton or if Middleton's out. I'm trying to find it here.
No, yeah, they were talking about him getting bought out today, I guess, apparently.
Oh, interesting.
I didn't see that. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Porter Jr. The Porter Jr. stack. I like Porter Jr.
I assume Middleton will be electing for the buyout if that's an option to get off the.
Why wouldn't you if you're Chris Middleton? But bro, you should go to the Celtics, go to the Nuggets, go somewhere where you can win. Like
he could be a role player on a contender. I think even in the playoffs.
Definitely, absolutely can fit it. Who would you like him best on? I think OKC's got enough. I think the Nuggets would be interesting.
Nuggets could use him. I mean, almost any team could.
He'd fit really well on Boston because he's unselfish and they've just got so many guys. He doesn't have to do a ton and he can come off the bench and he can just play a nice 7th or 8th man role off the bench. I mean, Knicks. Knicks would work.
I mean, he's versatile enough to play with almost anybody, right? He can play multiple.
That's why I like him. He can kind of fit into any system he'd want, really, I guess. Oh God, come bucket in. Oh boy. I wonder what his minutes will be like. Chris likely wants to join a playoff team. His knees, he can't handle the workload. I don't think, like the big work. That's why he should go to a team where he can play like 20 minutes a night, not like have to stress it too much, and just have a good solid role when he's out there. It'll be interesting to see where he goes to because that's a good get for a team. Back to the Bucks. If he wants to torture himself, go back to the Bucks.
I don't see that one happening, but maybe.
Detroit would be good. he could have a nice role in Detroit.
Yeah.
They were one of those teams that benefited a ton from getting those veterans like Malik Beasley last year, Dennis Schroeder, I think at the trade deadline. They could use a vet, DC, another vet.
Yeah, can do some offense, defense stuff with Oscar Thompson. That would work for sure.
Yeah, I like that call. All right, that was Dallas, Brooklyn. Good game, definitely a good game. Let's get to, I think by far the game where, well, at least from a spend up perspective, I mean, Sabres got Jalen Johnson at 13% owned, DC. I think that's way too low. I feel like he's, in my mind, by far the best stud on the slate. I get they're playing Washington. I know Washington doesn't want to win and stuff like that, but this is a nut matchup. And like I said, the studs they're not all on the slate. He's, the best projected play right now on the slate by a decent margin. I don't think that's going to change. 13% is wild. I think he's going to be at least 30.
Yeah.
Or am I crazy?
Usually we see the ownership on the, the studs go up as we get closer because more value emerges, right? When people sit and like Sabre projects all the questionable guys is in and then removes them, obviously. So, yeah, I'm guessing that 13% will be light, maybe 20, 25% on Jalen Johnson feels more accurate to me. But, I mean, regardless, awesome spend up. Blowout risk here, of course. Any team facing Washington, that's going to be the case. But big team total for Atlanta. Jalen Johnson, I mean, the floor is, floor plays don't matter that much, but the floor is just so nice with him. It's like 50 in this matchup with 70 fantasy point upside, 10.8K. We're going to be able to afford him with all the value on the slate and plays power forward too, which can be one of the harder positions. I think it's decently strong tonight, but in general, the forward spots are difficult. So I'm with you on Jalen Johnson. He looks really good. CJ McCollum, he started. Is he in the starting lineup permanently now? Not sure. But if he does start again, I do like him a little bit, playing, around 32 minutes most nights against his old team. I mean, really anybody against Washington has an amazing matchup. But yeah, McCollum looks decent to me. Jalen Johnson, I think those are the main two. Dyson Daniels, I really haven't played him much this year. The offensive game is just so lacking that it's hard for him to really reach huge upside most of the time. But this would be a matchup. He can get easy buckets and get steals and stuff like that. So I guess he'd be okay. But I prefer McCollum, Jalen Johnson on the Atlanta side. I think the Washington side's much less interesting. Looks like the top value there, Alondis Williams. He's been pretty good last 3 games, playing big minutes, 4,300 still. I think you can make the case for him. I mean, 34 minutes last game. So yeah, he looks decent to me as a value, especially if we get more guys in than out that are questionable. So yeah, good game here. I think maybe one of the best that we've talked about so far.
Yeah. So CJ started for Ricochet last game. I don't know if that's going to stick, but Ricochet played 20 minutes off the bench.
Ricochet sucks, man. He's terrible.
Yeah, he's not good. I obviously Jalen Johnson's great spend up, one of the best. Dyson Daniels, to me, I feel like this is a good matchup for someone like Dyson Daniels. You were kind of alluding to why when you were talking about him a little bit. I think against Washington, he's a guy that could easily have one of those just weird stat lines, DC, where just across the board, he just smashes, get a bunch of stocks, rebounds, assists, kind of the do-it-all type guy. Easy buckets too, right? Like Dyson Daniels, not one of those guys getting like the tough buckets, but like the easy buckets, layups and stuff like that's where he kind of thrives.
He needs a team playing no defense to get to any offensive game, and this is certainly the spot. So
that's why I like him, because like this is the matchup where he could actually get to his offensive game, even with everyone in a little bit more.
Yeah.
Someone asked if I like Okongwu. I just hate the price tag. I love the matchup. I hate the price tag. I think a sneaky play, if you're someone playing a ton of teams tonight, Jock Landale at 4,300 is really interesting. If you get that blowout, now obviously the game's got to go your way, but I think he's locked into like his, like 15-minute off the bench role. And if somehow those minutes go from 15 to like 20 in a blowout, Jock Landale could have a big game here against Washington. So don't forget about him in your builds tonight. I think he's a sneaky tournament play, and he's not going to get any ownership. Sabres showing him right now 0.38. So, and another question, someone asked, who does Kuminga hurt? Who do we think Kuminga hurts? Probably Mo Gay would be the guy that he would hurt. Just from a role perspective, Mo Gay could lose his role playing that like 10, 12-minute role off the bench would be my guess, because I don't think, even though we don't love Ricochet as a player, I don't think Ricochet is going to lose his role, as in like not play. Now, maybe Kuminga and him could flip roles if Kuminga's like playing really well. But I don't think he's going to lose it. So my guess would be Mo Gay. That would be my guess. DC, do you have a guess on that?
Yeah, I think you'd steal some from Mo Gay. Probably takes all the Asa Newell minutes as well. I mean, there's not that many of them, but probably gets those. 4,300 for him. I think I need to see it for a game, see the minutes, see the role.
Yeah, I don't see him getting more than this.
Yeah.
Unless he's just playing, unless it's a blowout or he's playing bonkers, just crazy off the bench.
Yeah, I don't always agree with Sabres minutes, but I think 15 to 20 for Kuminga sounds about right to me too.
Also, though, Kuminga is one of those players, like, he can get hot. It wouldn't shock me if first game he just goes nuts. That would not shock me at all.
I probably won't click it, but it wouldn't shock me either to see him get 30 fantasy points. Just not sure on the minutes. I bet he will have some good games for Atlanta down the stretch here, but not sure if this is the slate for it.
Yeah, Williams projected. Sabres got him at 23.8. We got him at 23.3 and 4,300. So, I mean, from a value perspective, he's by far the best value play from the Washington side, and probably the only guy I would even consider. And I don't even want to play him, DC, but he'd be the only guy I think I'd consider. I don't even want Vucevic.
I'm with you. Washington, not a great side tonight.
So they were just saying that Middleton's got a chance to be bought out, but it's up to him. So the team's giving him that opportunity. We assume that he will take it, because why would you want to stay on that team? But we don't know, right, DC? Is kind of the point.
Yeah, and even if he does, might not be tonight. So
right.
Assuming he's available tonight, I wouldn't really change his projection much.
Yeah, I mean, if somehow he randomly popped up out, though, that would be why. Right? That's more what we're saying. So we're not saying he's out. I want to be clear. There's nothing that says Chris Middleton is out tonight right now. They're just saying it's a possibility that tonight or down the road he could decide to be bought out, which would make a lot of sense. So just to clarify that up, I don't want people to not play him, DC, and then be like, you said he wasn't going to play. We did not say that. We did not say that. I just wanted to make it clear. Yeah, that's what I feel like. This makes a lot of sense. If he's going to play tonight, he's probably going to be motivated to play well tonight, being to get bought out and to go to a good team. My mind, though, is like a good team should want Chris Middleton. Mm-hmm. Like he's a perfect vet to have off your bench as long as he's cool with that role. And if he goes to a good team, he's probably going to be cool with that role. So, that is the Chris Middleton stuff. Anything else here from Atlanta, DC, or can we move?
think we can move on.
All right, let's go to I think going to be a pretty good, at least real life game, maybe a decent fantasy game though. Knicks and the Cavs. Cavs been looking really good with Mr. James Harden getting pretty healthy. Mobley's been in, still hasn't played like his full minutes, DC, but he's at least been back playing a little bit. And the Knicks pretty healthy for this one as well. I mean, what are we thinking here? This game to me looks like a clear, like if you want to play the studs in DFS, you can play some studs. If I play this game though, I don't really love it from the Cavs side. I think I'd lean more the Jalen Brunson side or maybe the Cat side, but you know me, I'm not the biggest Cat guy. So it'd probably be Brunson for the Knicks, DC, at least for me.
Yeah, Brunson's matchup looked pretty good against the Harden, Donovan Mitchell backcourt. Much better matchup for Brunson than Towns. He's got to go up against Mobley and Jared Allen. I will say Towns remains underpriced just on a nightly basis, right? In that low 8K range, sitting at 8,300 tonight. You just got more upside than that price would indicate. So I still think Towns is a decent play. But this game does look like, pretty much studs only, right? Like I think you can play Towns, Brunson. I don't have a problem with Donovan Mitchell. Maybe a Jared Allen. I think he gets big minutes tonight with how the Knicks play. But yeah, I think Brunson and Towns, the two best plays in this game, and then Mitchell on the other side. Looks like ownership value agrees with that for the most part. I don't think I'm getting to many value pieces at all here. I do see Alvarado with a decent point per dollar projection, but with Brunson there, I just don't see the minutes spiking up very often. So a little, worried about his upside, but 3,700, a decent value play if you really need the savings.
Yeah. Andrew says, how do I try out the site? Andrew, if you are looking for a promo code, you should be able to use JSU15. It'll get you 15% off any of the packages. I think Big T44 or Big T15 would work as well. So yeah, if you want to check out the site, try that promo code and should get you 15% off any of your packages. If you have any questions about the site, you can hit me up in the Discord or anything like that, and I should be able to help guide you in whatever you're looking to check out. So yeah, try that out, and hopefully you enjoy it. In terms of this game, like I said, I think I'm lighter on the Cavs because they just look pretty healthy, and it's a tough spot against the Knicks, but it's kind of a tough spot for the Knicks too. I think it's studs or pass in this game, and I don't really see much of the value plays.
No. The studs are going to play big minutes here, right? Two teams that look at that. Yeah. So studs or pass here, I think.
Yeah. The only cheapie that's had a decent role has been Jose Alvarado, but I don't think you have to play him. He's just, if I was looking at the value sheet and was like, okay, I had to play a value from this game, he would be the guy for that one. But yeah, I don't like it here. So let's move. We still got a few more games left on the slate here. Guys, don't forget, smash the like button on the video. Check us out, runpuresports.com, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you're not subscribed, you'll get notified when we go live for these shows all throughout the week. Let's move Charlotte and Chicago here. Let's start on the Charlotte side where the fighters are back, DC. They got their fighters back, their dogs. Musa Diabate and Miles Bridges are back. Kobe White is also back in the mix tonight here. So they are fully healthy and ready to go, DC. It kind of hurts because, man, I've liked playing some of these Charlotte guys. Con Knipple's awesome. LaMelo goes off for the 60-burger last game. But, man, with these guys all back, DC, all the price tags are inflated from these guys being out. and now they're back, and it just kind of kills everyone, I feel like, a little bit.
Yep, I was going to say the same thing. LaMelo up to almost 9K. Can't do that even off the big game with the minutes limitation. Miller sitting around 8K. Khan has come up as well. And then you get Bridges and Diabate back. Great matchup, right? Chicago, pretty terrible defensively. Charlotte should be able to get mostly what they want in this game. But now, yeah, and then Kobe White in there too. He's going to probably get some minutes. So kind of a tough spot for – I mean, a good spot for Charlotte, but for DFS, just not a ton of value, I don't think. The one guy I do kind of like is Moussa Diabate, obviously coming off the suspension, but I kind of think he might be undervalued because it's not an injury, right? He wasn't hurt. He should be able to go back to his minutes.
Should be well rested, DC.
Yes.
Unless his fists are he didn't really, did he even make contact? Unless his fists are a little sore or bruised. But I mean, this is a little bruised.
You're probably looking at 30-plus minutes against Chicago, who's really, really weak on the interior. I think they've allowed the most points at the rim, which is all Diabate does of any team in basketball. And, they're just – you're looking at Yabusele and Nick Richards down there, Jalen Smith. Yeah, I kind of like Diabate. 10% own, that feels fine to me. So I like him. I think he's my favorite play on the Charlotte side. Chicago side, obviously a team kind of trying to figure out what they have going forward, right? I think they made like 7 trades at the trade deadline. Now they've got Ivy out, Simon's out. They still do have enough guys. But Dillingham at 3,800 is a little bit interesting. Their coach has said they want to get him more minutes. Now they've got some of their guards out, played 24 minutes last game, talented offensive player, didn't really get a chance with the Wolves. Probably blowout proof as well, which is somewhat of a risk in this game. I think Dillingham's got some upside at 3,800 with the type of game he has. So I like him some. I don't know. Nick Richards, I don't think I'm getting to him at 20% ownership. I don't see a ton else, but I do like that Dillingham play, partly depending on what other value emerges. But so far, most of the questionable guys have been ruled in. So could be a little bit more scarce on value than we anticipated for an 8-game slate. So might take a shot on Dillingham. Don't see a ton else on Chicago that I love, though. So maybe some Dillingham for me.
Yeah, someone said, who do we think starts at the 4 and 5? Well, I think Yabusele starts, and either Richards, Pat Williams, something like that. DC, what do you think?
Yeah, I think that's right. Okay, Jalen Smith is out. So
yeah, Jalen Smith is out.
Yeah.
He was too good, DC. They had to get rid of him. He had that one really good game, and then the next game they were like, randomly they came out and they're like, Jalen Smith is on a minutes limit or something like that. And he only played like 18 minutes because they realized even with 25 minutes, Jalen Smith is like good enough to be really good. So they're like, we got to limit you even more. And now they're like, no, not 18 minutes. He's out. He can't even play 18 minutes.
Yeah. Yabusele, I suppose you could play at 4,900. I will say if they start him at the 5, which, is that the most likely thing, or they start Yabusele and Richards together?
I mean, I think they could start Yabusele and Richards together, but it wouldn't shock me if they went like Pat Will and went smaller.
Yabusele is really undersized for a 5. If they do start him,
He's like a Draymond Green light.
Yeah, I'd like Diabate, who I like anyway, but I'd like him even more if he's going up against Yabusele.
Kalkbrenner probably crushes in this matchup too. They probably both have good games in this matchup. Yep. I like Dillingham a ton. I'm with you. They want to see him. And they have so many guards, but like Trey Jones, they've already seen, and they're giving him like 20 minutes, and they're not going to run Giddey a ton. Mateus is they're being easy with him. Sexton, they're going to go easy on his minutes. I think Dillingham's the one. I think regardless of how the game goes he's going to get his low 20s, and who knows, maybe depending on the game, the low 20s could turn into high 20s. with someone like Dillingham. So I rather lean into that. And same thing with Nick Richards. I know you didn't like Nick Richards, but he's 3,900, not 4,900 like Yabu is. So I don't mind that at those price tags. I kind of like Richards and Dillingham. I know they're the ones kind of picking up some ownership right now, but I'm okay with it just because we need value on this slate, and they're under 4K. So those two guys for me are my favorite bulls, and then and be Dillingham, Richards, and then Yabusele would be my third. Those are the three bulls I have in play pretty much. And Charlotte side, I get what you're saying about Diabate. I want to see him back one game because I think they could go easy on his minutes, especially in this matchup, the first game, because Kalkbrenner's been playing good. And don't forget, they've been playing Grant Williams, who's been also playing really well. So, I don't think they need to run Musa high or even 30 minutes tonight in this spot. That's my one fear with someone like Musa, but he could crush in the minutes he's in there. He could get a lot of rebounds and easy buckets against this team. So, Yes, revenge narrative. The Richards revenge narrative. We're going Richard and Dillingham for all the money here. I like it. Minutes limit on Mobley. Yes, Mobley's been on a limited minutes. So Kalkbrenner got the ankle injury last night. He's still good to go, I think.
Yeah. I think he's in. So
yep.
I still think Diabate could get his 30-plus minutes, but yeah, Kalkbrenner in there.
He was smashing too when he got hurt, I think. But yeah, that Washington matchup is just so nutted. That's why I like the jock play at 4,300. I'm like, if he gets like 22 minutes tonight, he's gonna smash Washington. All right, 2 games left here. Let's finish it out with Golden State in New Orleans. This is one of the really interesting DFS spots, DC. I mean, you got Golden State, whose highest price guy is 6,200. Brandon Podziemski coming off a near triple-double. And, after that, you got a bunch of just like 5K plays. Guy Santos, you got Draymond Green, who I can't play, but Moses Moody, D'Anthony Melton's look pretty good. Love Pat Spencer in the stash. Quentin Post is projecting pretty decent. There looks like a lot of decent plays on the Golden State side. How do you kind of how do you rank them? Because there's a few of them that are like really close to me. And I feel like I'm splitting hairs kind of ranking them, but I think you have to if you're going to play the Golden State guys here.
They're tough to evaluate. I mean, obviously, Steve Kerr kind of notorious for getting crazy with the rotations. Melton's the guy I've been playing a lot last 3 or 4 games, but now he's up to 5,800 in minutes. He's kind of been right around 25, so I don't love that. Moody, I think, is a pretty decent high upside play coming off a big game. He's had 2 40-plus games in his last 5. Guy who can get hot scoring. I think Moody might be my number 1. Yeah. And then, I mean, Sabres got a lot of ownership on Golden State. Post, Pods, Santos, Draymond, Moody.
That's just showing you the lack of value we have on this slate too, though.
Yeah. Kind of crazy how little, clear-cut value there is on an 8-game slate. I don't know. You want to sell me on any of these Golden State guys? It's pretty close for me.
Well, I will just say, it's definitely tough. I think D'Anthony Melton, is one of those guys. I know some of these other guys are projecting a little better than him, but he is definitely one of the better just overall players on that team. I mean, it's like Pods for sure, but after that, D'Anthony Melton's right up there. I think it's him or Moody as the next 2 best players, just overall skill on the team. So I kind of rank it in that order: Podziemski, Melton, Moody, Guy Santos 4, Pat Spencer 5. I can't play Draymond Green, so I just refuse to put him in my rankings. And then probably Post. And then after that, it would be Green and Richards and Peyton and stuff like that. So that's kind of how I rank the Golden State team here. With my favorite being those four in that rankings system here. It's a good spot against the Pelicans. I wish they had like a good dominant big, because I want to play a big in this matchup. I'm not a huge post guy, but maybe I should be higher on post at that price tag, because I don't love Draymond Green, and I don't think Draymond Green's gonna get like massive run in this spot, DC. I mean, he's 5,500. I mean, maybe he gets 30 minutes tonight. Do we think Draymond gets 30 tonight?
I think he could. Yeah. I mean, he's been 30 plus in like roughly half his games over the last 10 or so. So,
maybe I should like Draymond more.
I don't play much Draymond Green these days. I used to play him all the time in his heyday, but not anymore.
He used to be the guy, like, you know how DraftKings sends you the play that, remember they used to do it anyways, where they send you like the guy you clicked on the most in like a month or whatever. It would always be Draymond Green for me. It literally always used to be.
Another one he reminds me of, I used to play a ton of Joakim Noah for the Bulls.
Wow, that's taking it back in DFS.
Yeah, he was one of my faves. Dating myself a little bit there, but
you did just ding yourself right there a bit.
Yeah, that's all right. I'm an old man. Draymond, yeah, I mean, he seems fine at 5,500. And Melton, I just wish there was more volatility in the minutes, right? Like, he's like at exactly 25 minutes every single game. So I kind of just assume that's what they want to do with him. You know, I prefer the guys who have more volatility, where they're at 20 minutes some games and 35 minutes the next. And that doesn't really appear to be the case for him, which I do think limits his upside a little bit. But I do think he arguably the best player currently available for Golden State. So still some interest.
Yeah, maybe I should put Draymond Green a little higher. Maybe I'll put him after Guy Santos at 5 and Pat Spencer at 6 here. I'll out myself too. Since you went old, I'll go old too. My guy used to be Michael Carter Williams back when he played for Philly.
A good one.
2013, horrible. I think he was drafted, and that's kind of when I started playing. 2012 or 2013, I can't remember. It's been way too long, DC, when I started playing DFS. But he was one of my first clicks. Always was Michael.
Horrible real life player, awesome DFS player.
Yes, the best DFS player you could think of, but he was absolutely terrible real life play. Yeah. It was so good though. I loved it for DFS watching him play. Yes, I did do the MCW mention. Does Zion smash, or does Murray being back hurt him? No, I don't think Murray is going to hurt him too much. I can't see Murray playing a ton either. No. He ruptured his Achilles. He's coming back from it. DC, I don't think Murray's going to factor in a ton in this spot. Like, I can't see him playing like massive minutes tonight.
I assume around 15 minutes for DeJounte Murray. Would be pretty surprised if he went much beyond that, maybe up to 20. But
I was thinking like 18, so we're right in the ballpark there.
Yeah, that's generally what these long-term injury guys play when they're back. He does take some of the appeal, though, from my guy Jeremiah Fears, who's been pretty damn good these last 4 games, getting 30-plus minutes a night. But I assume DeJounte will cut into him as much as anybody, so not sure it's the night for Mr. Fears. Takes away some of the appeal from Jordan Poole, who I have a hard time clicking on in general. Sadiq Bey, one of your guys, I think. I think he's a solid player. Yeah, 6,400. Zion is fine, but just doesn't show the upside. Just so rarely gets you 50 plus that don't know if I'll click that. What about Derek Queen? The minutes for him can kind of be all over the place, but 6,200, nice price point.
Yeah, 6,200 is a nice price point. I'll say this, like I one of Zion or Queen should have a good game tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're both decent clicks. My lean is Zion. I do think Zion has a decent game here. But I do love Sadiq Bey. I think that he's still going to be a pretty good play. Derek Queen would be third. And then, I think Murray being back is going to hurt, Fears, Poole, McGowan's, kind of that whole like crew right there.
Yep.
So I can't play them. Herb Jones is just fine. Like he's just a filler type play. You're probably not going to get a ton of upside out of him. But maybe he gets you the 25, 30 fantasy points you need to make it work. But yeah, no, I like this game. I like the Pels side. I think you can play a couple of these guys, and you've got the Golden State team that's not expensive at all. So it can work. Good game stack there if you want to go there. And don't forget, guys, DraftKings Sportsbook, they are running the King of the Court promo code or promo, so you can bet your favorite player to get the highest amount of points, rebounds, and assists. If he is the leader at the end of the night, at the end of the slate, the full NBA slate too, then you will win a share of, I think it's $1 million up top or something like that. So make sure you guys check that out on DraftKings Sportsbook, King of the Court. Awesome promo. We love it. I still have not won one. DC's won one. I've come in second like 20 different times. I will win one this year, though, DC. I'm feeling it. I've been close so much. It's going to happen. By the way, too, Big T posted 2 different parlays for NBA tonight and his King of the Court bet in the Big T Giblets channel in the Discord. So if you are a member, you should go check that out at the bottom of the Discord, Big T's Giblets. You can see his 2 different NBA parlays. I think he posted some college bets 2 different NBA parlays. And then his King of the Court pick for tonight, he posted in there as well. So make sure you check that out, along with a bunch of college basketball bets. So yeah, if you like some winners, check out Big T's channel in there, Big T's Giblets. And yeah, Paolo, KO. Okay, Paolo. Lando likes Paolo tonight. I don't hate that pick. And I like the idea of waiting. DC knows this, but like you kind of like wait because everyone wants to put their shit in early. So you kind of wait. You get one of these guys later. I think people want to like get theirs in and watch it. So the earlier guys tend to be higher and the later guys maybe a little lower. So I could see Paolo coming in a little lower than he should be. I think another interesting one would be Desmond Bane. Just throwing that one out there. I think he's a sneaky one right there. Richards or Post. I'm going Richards there. Beanair's KOTC is Jalen Peter. All right, Beanair. You go. You get it there, buddy. DC, last game up. Let's just finish this off here. Another spot I don't really love. I think you're going to kind of get it with the ownership here. This Miami team getting pretty healthy. The price tags are kind of high on some of these guys just because guys have been out for a while. So other guys have had bumped roles. And now they're back, DC. I don't know how you can play Miami in this spot here. It's a great spot against Milwaukee. Yeah. If you want to spend up for a Bam, you can do that, but I won't be doing that tonight. And the Milwaukee side, I think, has the better of the 2 side plays. Kevin Porter would be my favorite. That's showing in the ownership. And then I think you can always play Cam Thomas. He's a bucket getter. He can win you a GPP. I just don't love the spot tonight. But if you're playing a ton of lineups, I think he's interesting.
Yeah, Milwaukee's a bad team, obviously, without Giannis, but they are still trying to win and sneak their way into the playoffs with Giannis on the team. So you do get big minutes, right? I mean, KPJ, they've been in some blowouts recently, but him and Rollins play a lot of minutes. I mean, they lost by 30 points last game, and those guys still got 32, 33 minutes. I played them together. I think it was the game against the Pelicans. They both smashed. And Rollins' price tag has come down a little bit, 7,600. So I like him some. I do like Kevin Porter Jr. I'm with you a lot, and I don't mind the backcourt pairing. I think they need both those guys to have good games to keep pace with the Heat. So those are my 2 favorites from Milwaukee. Cam Thomas, I agree with you. A bucket getter on a team that needs buckets. So those guys always have some upside. A lot of volatility, of course, but we're looking for big scores for price points to try to win GPPs. I think Cam Thomas fits that perfectly. I don't think I would play him with Rollins and Porter, or maybe even either. But if you're off those guys, Cam Thomas, I think, does make some sense. Going to get in there and chuck for 20 minutes, so he can go off. The guards for Milwaukee, Porter, Rollins, Thomas, again, wouldn't play all three in the same lineup or anything like that, but they all look good to me. And then, Miami. I mean, nobody's on Miami at all. If I just go to just Miami,
No,
everybody's like 1% or less. So if
for
you
a
know
good
who's going off
reason.
for Miami, it'll be just you on them. But I do agree with the field mostly here, where outside of just being contrarian, I don't see a lot of appeal with the Heat tonight.
Yep, I agree. Full core plays will be on the website soon, Zach. So if you remember, you can check those out. We will go through, though, our anti-play. So the play we are fading that's going to be a little bit higher owned on the slate. And then we'll give our favorite play or low owned play for the slate right now. So make sure you guys smash that like button. I'm going to adjust by the ownership, DC. Let me just refresh as well. Let's see.
I thought I was sharing Saber this whole time, and I was really confused why the screen wasn't updating when I was refreshing projection.
Shut up. You thought you were sharing. That's hilarious. You're like clicking the button. You're like, why aren't I seeing it refresh?
Yeah, I was so confused. That makes sense.
All right. JSU would love my actual KOTC play. Oh, man. I would.
Mr.
MVP,
Pritchard.
baby. MVP. Right off the bench, baby. You've been seeing Pritchard? DC, you been watching Pritchard hoop?
Yeah, I'm a Pritchard guy. We like the McConnells and the Pritchards of the world here on the show.
That's right. That's right. Don't stop talking about the FCGs. Okay. DC, let's go to anti-play here. Who is the high-owned play on the slate that you will be fading tonight?
I'll let the field play 25% owned old head Draymond Green and fade that one. So there you go. Draymond Green, anti-play of the day.
Yeah. Noah Clowney at 22%. Confused, yes, but I'll let the field play Noah Clowney at 22%, right, Reggie? We're not going for that. KPJ or Brunson. I feel like that's got to be a 2v2 with the price difference, but I got to go Brunson. What about you, DC?
I mean, I'm more likely to play KPJ than Brunson, but if I just had to choose to score more fantasy points, it would be Brunson. Same,
yeah. That's why I said it'd be more like a 2v2 question here.
Yep.
Ooh, Bane threes ladder. I like that CC bets ladder. That's a good one right there. All right. So we gave our antis DC. Now who's the play? Who's the low owned play DC's going after tonight?
I mentioned him previously, but I'm going with Musa Diabate, fresh off the suspension, not getting much ownership, gets that super soft Chicago Bulls interior defense, gives up a ton of points at the rim, do the Chicago Bulls. And I think Diabate goes right back to his 30 minutes. So Musa Diabate, play of the day.
I'm back and forth on two guys here. Jalen Johnson at 11%. Come on. No, I can't do that. Two guys here I'm back and forth on. Man, I'm going to do it though. MPJ, he's 12% owned right now. That's pretty low in my, especially on a slate where I feel like we're lacking a little bit with the studs. Give me Michael Porter Jr. for my play. I do like Bay, P. Lally. I like Bay. But give me MPJ for the play of the day. Maybe a sneaky king of the court right there. MPJ for king of the court. I don't think it's crazy.
That's a better player than you usually pick. So yeah, you're getting closer, JSU, to someone who can actually win it.
At this point, bro, all we can do is fucking laugh. I mean, what the fuck else can we do? It's a joke. It's an absolute fucking joke. I got DC over here fucking rage baiting everyone on Twitter. I mean, it's just an absolute joke. DC knows. That's why he's laughing right now.
Yeah.
Uh,
May have fallen off the wagon for one night during the NBA All-Star break. And,
you may have fallen off the ladder. DC's going to be right in. He's going to be watching the State of the Union tonight. No NBA on DC's. No NBA on DC's TV. It's going to be the State of the Union, USA, USA.
I'm definitely watching the State of the Union. That should be entertaining.
Oh, I'm sure it'll be entertaining. Appreciate everyone watching this show, though. Seriously, D-Mills, appreciate you watching, my friend. Hit the like button on the video, especially if you're not playing Tail and Peter with me. Sorry, DC. I'm doing it again. I'm going back in on your play. I apologize. But that's going to do it for this show. We got to get our content up. Check out runpuresports.com and smash the like button on the video. We'll be back tomorrow for Draft Cheat. I'm JSU. Good luck in your DraftKings NBA DFS for tonight. And don't forget, King of the Court on DK Sportsbook. Let's get it tonight, and hopefully one of us takes it down. Till tomorrow, we're out of here. Peace.